What's going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Pokemon Insurgence Randomized Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we were in the one place, that one town, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but we were in that one town where dude was talking about the virus to the people and how they needed to get vaccinated or they'd be quarantined. And so we went in there, and they told us we were the 100th person to get vaccinated. Turns out they were fibbing us. It was all set up so that the Infernal Cult could escape. And then we made our way all the way down to Amphrite City. And today we're going to explore, and then we're going to go to the cave because Calreep said that we needed to go there and, I don't know, find answers or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he wanted us to do, but he wanted us to go to the cave and then he would grant us a gym challenge. Anyways, team recap. We got Crystal, the Arcanine, level 69 on that Rocky helmet, with Flame Burst, Aerial Ace, Draco Jet, and Flame Dweller, with Golgira, the Tyranitar, level 70 on the Tyranitar armor with Draco Jet, Crunch, Earthquake, Stone Edge, we have Deimos, the Gengar, level 70 on the Amulcon with Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, and Dazzling Gleam. We have Jill, the Quagsire, level 68, holding the leftovers with Earthquake, Surf, Yawn, and Amnesia. We have Shining, the Celebi, level 70 with holding the Lucky Egg, with Magical Leap, Ancient Power, Psychic, and Dazzling Gleam. Then we have Fabio, who we caught in the last episode and had to replace Thor with, because Thor just had to die to some BS. What the fuck is this? Oh, never mind. Fabio's got the Anthracite, which we went to go get in the last episode as well. Anyways, it's level 70 with Con Guard, Signal Beam, Dragon Pulse, and Thunderbolt. And yeah. So, as I'm exploring the town, I actually have a couple of things I wanted to talk about, not pertaining to the series, but just kind of about just life itself, man. So this video is being done on May 12th, and that means today's Mother's Day. So if you haven't told your mother, Happy Mother's Day, or you are thankful for what they have done for you, make sure you go do that, because, life would be a lot harder if you didn't have your parents, or, well, your mother around. And same thing when Father's Day comes around. Like, really, just make sure you tell them Happy Mother's Day. No, fuck your Delta shot. Anyways, the second thing I wanted to talk to you about, not only was I going to talk about Mother's Day, but for those of you who don't know, I work at a grocery store as like a job, and me being a cashier is not necessarily the easiest job in the world. I mean, it's easy in the aspect of, like, actually working, because really once you get the whole thing down pat, and if you work, more than once a week, I would say the job itself isn't necessarily that difficult. But the people is what makes the job difficult. So, so today I worked, right? And I only work Sundays due to me having track, and then also school. And with school coming to an end here, I'm, probably by the time this gets out, I'm already out, but if it isn't, then with school coming to an end, I can start working a bit more. However, with the job itself, it's a job where I feel like I don't want to work more, because just sometimes it's the customers mainly, because the people I work with, like my coworkers and stuff, they're fine. Like there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. Well, I say that most people I work with are fine. There's a couple people that I flat out like just hate, but over time you just kind of learn to get used to it. You know, you don't have to, you feel like you don't have to tolerate it, and realistically you don't. But as this being my first job, it's fine, especially because I don't work that often, so there's not a whole lot that could really piss me off, except if it's just a day, kind of like today, where we have a bunch of customers, and it's busy for the entire time. Like, just to put it this way, I worked for about 6 hours, and it was busy for pretty much all 6 hours. It was completely just packed in there, and it didn't help that we only had like 2 registers open, but we also don't have a lot of people. So, anyways, what I'm trying to get at is the people who, try to... Another life orb, really? Thank you. The people who get upset about, certain things being in certain places. I'm trying to think of all of them, because there's like 3 things I can think about right now. So today there was a person who came into my line, and they bought a thing from our deli. I think it was like chicken breast, and like a gallon of water. And they paid with a link card. And a link card is essentially like a card that has money on it from the government. They give them money. They give them money at the beginning of every month, and so they can buy food. And it's mainly given to the people who don't make enough money. Wow, flamethrowers right there, dope. It's usually given to the people who don't make enough money per year, and that can be anywhere from just working like 2 jobs and just can't make the cut, to like just people being unemployed. Whichever way, if someone is going through that, it's tough. Like especially those who are trying to fix the problem. They're trying, and you can't take away their attempts at trying. But the people who aren't doing anything, that's where the issue lies. Anyway, so this guy, he bought chicken breast from our deli and a container of water. So he pays with his link card, right? I think the order came out to about $5. So when he bought it, when it comes to the link card, it covers like food items. So like, let's say he bought water and a roll of toilet paper, just to give an example. So the link card, when you swipe it during an order, it will take the money off of it'll pay for the order specifically for the food item, and then whatever else extra you buy. So the toilet paper, depending on whatever price it is, you would have to pay by any other means, whether that be cash or another credit card or a debit card. That's how it would be. And the reason why when he paid for it today, it only took off the money for the water, which was the water was $1, and I remember that. And so I you know, usually when I'm working, I tell them like the original balance, which is in this case was like 5 something. It was like 520 something. And so he swipes his card, right? Takes the $1 off. So that means he had about $4.20 something left to pay. And so he's like he's basically trying to argue with me like he shouldn't have to pay for anything else. And I'm telling him, well, due to the fact that you have an item that isn't covered by a link card, no, you have to pay the extra, what is it, $4.20. But he didn't want to believe that, so I had to call over my manager to tell him this, and then all of a sudden he got the message, and then he just had me take it off instead. And it's because it came from the deli is why I didn't cover it. If it was like chicken breast, like brand name chicken breast, the link card would have covered it. But since he got it specifically from the deli and it was hot, it didn't completely, it didn't take it off. So that was one person I had to deal with today. The next person that I had to deal with, and this lady could have done one of, well, she had 2 options and she chose the worst option in my opinion. So she came through my line, right, and she bought milk. And usually when it comes to buying milk, there's certain kinds of milk that are going to be on sale. And since our store has a rewards card, our milk is going to be the one that's going to be on sale most of the time. That's just how it is. But she went through and she bought some milk. I don't think she was complaining about the fact that it wasn't on sale, but there was. So she was buying milk, right? And then she had asked me to call over my manager, and at this point it was a different manager to the one I mentioned about the link card earlier. So she asked me to call him over, and he came over, right? And she was like, "Are you trying to kill your customers?" Like, she asked us that question, and at that moment we were confused on whether or not she was being like, she was joking or if she was being serious. And she was like, and well, my manager was like, "Well, sometimes I want to," because in his mind he was thinking like she was talking about the job itself. But no, she was talking about the fact that there was milk in the reduced section that was from, well, since this video is being made on the 12th, from the 8th, the 9th, well, it was the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th. And she was like talking down to us as if we were the ones who, you know, put the milk back there and left it back there, not even realizing that he works at the, you know, the service desk and I work at the cash register. The people who put the milk where it is, the people who put the milk in the reduced section is the dairy department. And what I don't get is why, because, you know, it's like a weird, it must be like a weird trend where everybody in that store, well, not everybody, most people in that store who are ignorant, like automatically assume, because I work at the register, you know, as a cashier, that I know the ins and outs of that store. Keep in mind, I've only been working at this grocery store for about 7 months. And I know you can sit there and be like, well, you've been working there 7 months. That's 7 months in terms of like time frame, but actual days, since I only work once, I used to work twice a week, but once track started in like late February, early March, I started working 1 day a week. So really, if you want to total the amount of days I've been actually working there, it would only be up to like a month or so. So I'm not gonna know where everything is in that store. I'll know where certain things are, or you know, punch codes to like produce and stuff. But I'm not gonna know why there's milk that's 4 to 6 days expired in the reduced section. First of all, the reduced section is to get rid of that stuff, and they cut the prices usually in half to ensure that people will buy it, because they'll drink it right away, right? Because that would make sense. If you're buying something that's reduced, you save half the money and you're gonna, you know, drink it right away. But at the same time, getting upset with the manager or getting upset with the cashier, two people who don't work in either department, isn't gonna fix that problem. And now I'm 100% aware, yes, the milk being back there is not okay. I get that. I like, that's why I said I'm willing to like say that. However, as much as it's not supposed to be back there, I'm not the reason it's back there. So, if anything, she could have said that in a way like, hey, I just want you guys to know that there's expired milk in this section of the store, and I want to give you guys a heads up so people don't get sick. Had she said it like that, me or my manager wouldn't have looked at her and, you know, gave her a bitch ass look. Because really, she came across as so rude about it that, like, once she left the store, like, I was like beyond happy. And it was funny because, you know, she came across as so petty, but the way I was, you know, after she left, I was like, yeah, no, she caught us plotting to, you know, kill our customers by buying milk that's expired. If anything, the milk is probably back there by accident. And I think she's too delusional to realize that. Because I remember there was a story that, like, my mom mentioned, because my mom just so happens to work at the same grocery store as I do, about a time that there was a cereal box from years ago, or that expired years ago, that was still there. And it was just left there on accident. Like, because it got pushed all the way to the back. So no one's going to know that that's back there if it's going to be hidden like that. So if the milk container gets moved around and the expired ones are the only thing that are left, then yeah, it's going to be like that. So, in a way, I guess the best thing I'm trying to say is if you're gonna try to look out for others and, you know, let the store know, hey, there's an issue, you should probably fix it. Say it in a nicer tone, because the fact that that lady came across the way that she did, it didn't make me or my manager want to go help solve the issue. Because really, the issue isn't our fault. We weren't the ones that caused that. It's the dairy department. But because the manager is supposed to, you know, dial up and, you know, tell people we need them here, or blah, 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 or just because a cashier works in the, you know, at the end of the store, they automatically assume that we know, like, everything. And really, we don't. The reason why, like, you don't go to the deli to ask someone about produce. Like, It's common sense. The people in the deli know how to do the deli's job. They don't work in the meat department. They don't work in the dairy department. They don't work in the little, like, storage unit in the back waiting for, like, trucks to come and to deliver stuff. So, I don't know. I'll tell, there's one more story that I have, but I'm gonna tell it after we finish this story. They're not much further. I can see the end of the cave up there. Wait. You two, kids, are you the ones who I'm supposed to see? You know, back in my day, you had to be an adult to go on adventures. But then again, you were adult at 14. Things change, I suppose. Nora, Tristan, those are your names, right? Who wants to know? You might want to be more careful, youngster. The answer was as good as a yes. You might know of me, but it doesn't particularly matter who I am. Plus, we've been less than cautious in the past, and it didn't end well. I shouldn't be talking to you about this, for goodness sake, you're kids. But I trust Calreath. If he says you're ready, then I won't say who I am. However, I will explain what I stand for. Then I'm going to give you a parting gift. It'll help, trust me. I work with a very selective group of trainers to guard a very old secret. You see, you're not the only one who are opposed to these cults. When it comes to legendary Pokemon, especially ones like Dialga and Palkia, reality becomes less concrete. Dialga is known in the past to mess with time, causing events that weren't supposed to happen. But not everything they do is accidental. One Pokemon sits above all others in the Hall of Origin. Arceus gathered some of the strongest trainers from all over the earth and even from different times to guard its most prized possession. A crystal, one with enough energy to make and remake worlds. A crystal like the one the Augur had. The one and only. It has unthinkable power. We faked our deaths. We couldn't guard the crystal 24/7 and still live publicly. We were to guard it while Arceus sleeps so that no one person could ever hold such power. I lied, and I pretend I was corrupted and lost, and I abdicated the throne of Aroma's region to join them. Stephen Stone faked some bizarre death with his Metagrossite. Our leader simply stopped visiting Mount Silver. We gave up everything to guard the crystal. Arceus gave us this task. Clearly it was a big deal, and we failed. It wasn't the first Augur's fault, it was ours. He was charming and convincing. The crystal could be used for good, he said. The cult had to go. It was the best for Torren. We agreed. Who wouldn't? But then he lost. Now the crystal is shattered in the hands of humans. Kids, there are forces, one in particular I am thinking of, that could be way more dangerous than the cults should get their hands on the crystal. You two weren't chosen by Pixie Legendaries. Except for the creation Pokemon, the Legendaries of this world were made to serve Arceus and remain loyal to it. The Pixies in particular are its messengers. They weren't the ones who chose you, if you catch my drift. You two are already fighting the cults. I won't ask any more of you, but I just wanted to impress upon you the importance of the crystal. It must be returned to this cavern. We're able to defend it. Jern has a shard, so does Ryukura, and the virus he created. Beat the cults by all means, but they can be defeated at any time. If she gets her hands on these shards, reality as we know it could end. I digress. I didn't just call you down here for gloom and doom. Nora was wrong. Mew didn't join you to protect you. It stayed away so you would grow stronger in its absence. You had lost your memories, remember? You needed to redevelop your battling skills all over again. But now think of it, you have proven yourself. There's a visitor here for you, an old friend. Just across the lake, it's waiting for you. We have a friend? Wait a minute, no! No, stop. Stop. Is this real life? No fucking way. Stop. Stop playing with me. It's up here. Oh my sweet Jesus. Oh my sweet Jesus. Wow. Well, let's just hope we get something out of this and it's good. The Mew is randomized to a... Oh, hell yes. That is worth it. Ice Shard. Flame Burst. That is a lit encounter. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Oh no, honey. We're not doing that. What you got here, I want what you're selling. Sorry. Charm? I will say though, I'll fucking take this. I will fucking take this. This is one of the deltas that I wanted to use. But I don't think I ever got the... I don't even think I got to use it in my original run through this game. But this is dope! Catch it? Yeah. It's rewind time. Actually, no, it's not rewind time. It's just fucking the Nuzlocke Pokemon. Protected Trainer can drop the temperature of itself and its surroundings to 0 degrees K. What the fuck is that? I don't know. It's discharge sparks when nuzzling trainers to keep them from freezing. Oh! Is it a male? Darn it. You know what? I'm just gonna call it Apollo. It's not. It doesn't have reference to anything. But Apollo just seems like a. I feel like a name. It fits. It fits. So once is the story done here? Because I want to tell my story of the last dude. We done? So Mew chose to join you. That's fantastic. Now you have a powerful ally to fight with you. Remember what I've said. That crystal cannot fall into the wrong hands, and it absolutely cannot be reassembled by anybody else. This should be your #1 priority. But anyway, you should go now. I'm sure our friend is waiting to hear from... Wait, hold on. How can we trust you? How do we know everything you said is true? We're met a couple people who were not exactly honest with us, cult members. No offense. I'm a bit offended you waited this long to ask, actually. You shouldn't take anyone at their word. Trust people, but verify. Good work, but I'll show you why you can trust me. Come on out, pal. As you can see, I'm no cult member. I'm as scared of him as you are. My man's got a Victini. Time to go. Your next stop should be the Amphrite Gym. Calthreath's waiting there for you. Watch out, he's no pushover. Victini, let's get out of here. Yeah, he should have opened up with the Victini thing. Jeez. Tristan, I'm not sure what to think about all of this. Some shadowy organization chosen by Arceus seems pretty sketchy. But if he had a Victini and the Pixies wouldn't choose a liar, right? I'm gonna go talk to Harmony about this. You can go challenge the gym. I'll meet you afterwards. A gem with unlimited power. I wonder, could it cure... Never mind. You thinking about Damien, huh? You thinking about Damien, huh? Huh? I know she's thinking about Damien, dog. Anyways, I'm gonna run up in the gym. Ah, for fuck's sake, I thought I was gonna get out of here. Just... Put me right here, you little shit. Oh, I should actually be leading with Jill, because Jill's not level 70. I'm actually kind of scared of the levels, to be quite frank. Anyways, I suppose I should get on to my last story about, you know, working. Well, just today in general. So, on my way out, because I worked from 10 to 4 today, and, you know, since me and my mom work at the same grocery store, she had asked me prior to work, and even texted me while I was there, just to, you know, give me the reminder, hey, can you pick up milk afterwards? And I was like, yeah, cool. So I went to go get milk, not the reduced kind anyway, I was just getting milk to, you know, get it. And so I went to go get milk, and I was trying to get specifically ones that were, you know, 2 weeks out, so that way we have like enough time to drink it. And the one specifically she wanted, none of the dates were 2 weeks out. So I bought a half gallon of that, and then a gallon of Dean's, because we just didn't have. There wasn't one that was the one that she wanted. There wasn't any with like 2 weeks out, so I just bought a Dean's because that one was gonna expire in 2 weeks. So I get in line, right? And pretty much after I got off work, and also when I went on break, the store was packed. The store was packed, and that was mainly due to the fact that we had 2 registers open. One was an actual cashier, and then the other was, you know, the manager, because we're working from the service desk. So it's packed, right? So things aren't moving, and I'm waiting in line, right? So the only thing I have was, you know, a bag of like Andes mints, because I got those for like when I was on my break earlier. So I had those, and then I had the gallons of milk in my hand. So I'm behind somebody, and there's a lady in front of me, and then there's a lady behind me. And the lady behind me is talking to me about how the store is backed up. And I mentioned to her, like, yeah, it got backed up pretty much as soon as I got off of work. And, you know, she made the joke, like, oh, you should be working overtime, blah, 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 so you can get extra money. And it's like, no, I think I've been here long enough. Joking around because, you know, I wanted to go home. And it's because I did want to go home. I was tired and, quite frankly, I didn't want to be in the store anymore. But as the line's moving up and all that, the lady in front of me, she has alcohol. And the rule with alcohol is that at our store is to purchase it, you need to have your ID. Regardless, like you have to be 21 and you have to have your ID. So it doesn't matter if you're 60-something years old. You need to have your ID to purchase alcohol, and we get it. Like, the cashiers get it. It's a stupid rule. However, it's a rule that must be, you know, abided by, because there's cameras. So if we, you know, get caught not asking for an ID, we get in trouble, and we don't. And obviously, we don't want to lose our job because it's our job. We get paid for that. So the lady. And it's not the lady in front of me that has the issue with the ID, but there's also the fact that the person who scans the alcohol has to be 21. So that means I can't scan it because I'm only 18. However, I can scan IDs for cigarettes because you have to only be 18 to do that. But the lady behind me, you know, she was talking to me and she's like, oh, I'm trying to get my drink on, you know, saying that she's going to go home and, you know, drink some alcohol. And it's like, that's cool and all, but I'm going through the line, right? And the lady in front of me, she has alcohol, and you know, a coworker who's working at the register at the time is like, hey, do you have alcohol? Or alcohol. Do you have your ID? And obviously the lady in front of me does, but the lady behind me was like, wait, you need an ID to purchase alcohol? And my coworker was like, yes, you do. And she's like, but I'm 61 years old. And, you know, the way he said it was best. He's like, rule's a rule, ma'am. And that's basically the only thing you can say. Like he gets it. It's kind of a dumb rule. I know it's a dumb rule, but it's a rule that needs to be, you know, it's a rule that needs to be abided by, regardless of how stupid it may seem. But she got upset about it and then was like, well, fuck this, I'm not putting it back. So she left. And it's funny because these people are like almost trying to make, you know, they try to talk down upon, like, you know, kids our age because, and, you know, try to say like we're immature. And then you sit there and especially since I've been working at this grocery store long enough, I sit there and I see actions such as that. The lady is 60 fucking years old and she's throwing a temper tantrum over alcohol. Like, I can't even fathom the thought of, like, they want to get upset about how kids have it easy nowadays, and then like blah 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 blah, and how we're this and that, and then they sit there like they want us to act like adults, and then you have someone throwing a bitch fit over booze. Like, I get it, you wanted it. However, is it really worth causing a scene like that? I get you wanted it, and you know, like how kids want toys and they get upset when they don't get what they want. Like, I'm not gonna say when I was a kid I never got upset when I didn't get anything I wanted, but at the same time, I was a kid. Kids develop and mature over time. This lady is 60 fucking years old, and if she doesn't want to abide by a rule, then you're not gonna get what you want. And I know, trust me, the fact that she's 60 years old, she's well over 21, and she has to show her ID. Trust me, we know it's stupid. I think it's stupid that I have to be 21 to scan the alcohol. However, the reasoning behind it is so I don't, you know, make a deal with someone who isn't 21. So it's to avoid problems like that. And we almost just got killed. Fuck, that would have been bad. But it's to avoid those types of issues. Like, we're not asking for IDs because we think you're suspicious. We're asking for the IDs because it's basically a law that we have to. And I can't wait for people to bitch and moan when they raise I think they're raising the cigarette age or the tobacco age to 21. Imagine how pissed people are going to be about that. Like, and the thing is, maybe it's because I'm a teenager and, you know, I still have college ahead of me and I don't get into, you know, things like that. But I've never seen the hype of wanting to smoke or drink. Like, I know my mom has, like, there's alcohol in the fridge, and, you know, sometimes she mentions, like, oh, I'm gonna have some, and it's like, there'll be moments where I'll be like, hey, you know, can I, you know, have a sip of it? Because I'm in my house, and, you know, it's a sip. It's not gonna fucking it's not gonna give me a hangover. However, I've never seen the intrigue in wanting to do it so much. Is it that good? Well, I know it's got all the stuff in it to make you addicted to it, but I don't think there's nothing there that like, it doesn't scream to me, yes, try it. I don't know. I think people just... I think it's a way that people just try to... It's a way to, you know, for them to complain about something. And like I said, when it came to... the first guy with him and his link card, or when it came to the lady with the whole milk problem, or, you know, the lady with the ID. Yes, we get that some of those things are stupid. However, they were made for a reason, for, you know, they're trying to avoid stuff that breaks the system. Like, for example, like, this game wouldn't work if, like, there was one If there was one thing that completely stomped through this game would not be fun to play. And you know, and you know what they did? Like, there was a time where there were 2 Pokemon in this game that had no weaknesses. Sableye and Spiritomb. They had no weaknesses. And you know what they did? They created the fairy typings. Not to counter, you know, specifically Sableye and Spiritomb, because, you know, it's not like due to them having no weaknesses they were in Ubers or anything. It was mainly due to the fact that we needed something to kill dragons, and you know, the introduction of a new type is gonna, you know, change up the system. So really, the rules of, you know, the link card and, you know, IDing people for cigarettes or alcohol, they were made for safety reasons. They don't want a system to be broken. Anyways, besides my long chat throughout this entire video and the story that went through it, I'm gonna end it off here. It's been 40 minutes, Jesus Christ. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this topic of conversation. If you have your own personal take on it, comment something, or, you know, tell me about it on Twitter, because my Twitter's down below. And then also Suzerain's Twitter's down below, and if you want to play this game yourself, download link is down there as well. I'm gonna get out of here in this video anyway. I'm gonna record another one right after this. Next time we're gonna take on Cavalry, and then I don't know what's actually next. This is the point of the game where I have no idea what's gonna happen next. So hopefully we don't get smacked. If we do, then well, I'm gonna have to just make an entirely new team. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Peace.